Hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next.
Tank want a rematch. Let me know now. Do you want to fight Tank again? He said he open to do a rematch. Do you want to fight Tank
100%.
again?
It's only a matter of time. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight again. It's just whenever the fight gonna happen.
So it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Okay. They say they want it in New York again. Do you want to fight again in the Barclays Center?
I wouldn't mind, but I'd love for it to be in DC.
Okay.
Stay in your seats. The excitement is genuine, boxing fans. Following their contentious draw on March 1st, Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. are preparing for an incredible rematch. Though there are still some formalities to complete, there are rumors around the boxing community that both sides are keen to make amends. Roach's promoter Gary Jonas intimated that the rematch is extremely near, and in my opinion, it's a done deal. Davis is allegedly more motivated and may put retirement thoughts on hold. You won't want to miss this forthcoming fight, which promises to be an exciting battle.
Important question on everyone's mind. How close is the rematch? How big will it be? How close is it to getting done?
It's very close. It's in my mind, it's a done deal, but there are formalities, but it's a done deal and it's not far off. I can't give you more than that right now, but what I can tell you is that it's going to be an interesting fight. I think you got dynamics. You've got Gervonta, who's probably going to be angry, probably woken up, probably more focused than he has been, not talking about retirement. That's a factor.
The boxing world was ablaze with controversy and a desire for a rematch following Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr.'s first fight on March 1st, 2025. The bout, which took place at Brooklyn, New York's Barclays Center, concluded in a majority tie with Davis winning 115, 113, and 2 of 114. A turning point came when Davis took a knee in the 9th round, which many thought should have resulted in a knockdown for Roach. However, referee Steve Willis did not register it as such, a move that caused controversy among both spectators and commentators.
Welcome into the ProBox TV studio. The story we've been dealing with all week, the fallout, of course, from Lamont Roach Jr. and Gervonta Davis. The fight ended up being a majority draw. The controversy around a 9th round knockout that was not called by the referee that would have completely changed the outcome of the fight and perhaps changed boxing history.
Main event odds is crazy to me, dude. That's crazy. That underdog lived up to the hype. He ended up, overperforming. Lamont Roach, credit to him, all this other stuff. And it took some politics to keep Davis as champion. You ever see guys getting the referee their own fight? Dude, anybody else takes that knee, you're getting counted, bro. The referee, actually, his instinct, if you watch that, the referee's instinct was to count. If you notice, Steve Willis started counting, and then he looked at the timekeeper outside the ring, wasn't counting, and he stopped counting. So you get to call your own timeout. Earlier in the fight, if you saw that shoulder barge that Tank did to Roach in the clinch, he didn't get a warning, but Roach's reaction got the warning. This is the politics we're dealing with. You keep doing this, you're looking at short-term money and long-term destruction of a sport.
He take a knee. You need to lose like 10-8 that round at least, no? And plus the corner go up and put a towel in the face. That's disqualification for sure. I'm talking about the rules, but in
order to break Roach's rhythm and reclaim control of the fight by willingly falling down, critics claim that Davis purposefully took a knee during the 9th round of his bout with Roach. While many fans and commentators feel this was a veteran approach to disrupt Roach's momentum, Davis may have been trying to give himself a few more seconds to recuperate, rather than risk being overpowered by Roach's strong onslaught.
The last time somebody stood in the pocket versus Gervonta Tank Davis and survived. The last person that attempted to do it was Leo Santa Cruz, and that man's head is still rolling somewhere around the arena. And I say that respectfully with no remorse. That's why what Lamont Roach did last Saturday night was so absolutely amazing. Lamont Roach, in the pre-fight press conference, that was one of the few fighters that was not terrified of Gervonta Tank Davis. That's right. And the man flat out put on a show.
Get your hand out of my pocket!
He proved Two-Tone the Superstar wrong. He proved everybody wrong, and that man went ahead and cooked and he gets robbed by the New York State Athletic Commission. And these people acknowledge that the knee that Gervonta Tank Davis took was a knockdown. They acknowledge this. They say, yes, it was a knockdown, but now they are saying, well, we don't know how the rest of the fight would have went on. Maybe Tank might have turned up. When the last time you seen Tank turn up? Gervonta Tank Davis might be a front runner. I say that respectfully. And to go ahead and keep it real with y'all, I think that knee that Tank took was because Lamont Roach was in a rhythm and Gervonta Davis tried to throw this man off a rhythm. Do I believe the Murray's sport waves, the soul glow was in his eye? Absolutely not. I believe that man Tank got nerve-eye and said, hold on, this man Lamont Roach is cooking. I need to take me a quick timeout and a quick break. It's nasty. It's horrible. It's disgusting. It's bad enough how hard and difficult it is to beat this man. Most fighters is weight drained. Most fighters has clauses on them. So when somebody who's coming up is able to compete with Gervonta Tank Davis, you handicap the man with trash.
Artist Maximus IV, a boxing enthusiast, didn't hold back when talking about the contentious point in Gervonta Davis's bout with Roach, though. Davis took a clean jab, he said, with the most of the force falling on his left eye, the same eye his corner had to care for in between shots. Many people think that Roach should have won the bout, which fueled the post-fight controversy when, he tweeted, "This isn't a good look for Gervonta Davis. He received a crisp jab with his left eye, the same one he had in his corner 10, taking the brunt of the hit. Lamont Roach should have been declared the winner of this knockdown."
It wasn't a braid, it wasn't oil in his eye. Tank got peppered, jab, jab, cross. Listen to Lamont Roach talk about when he knocked Tank down in the 9th and the 10-8 wasn't called. Even wild, Lamont Roach is yelling at the ref.
Knockdown that wasn't in round number 9. Gervonta Davis takes a knee, landed a right hand, then 2 jabs afterward. What were you thinking when this happened?
Man, I was surprised, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like I thought it was a 10-8. Like that's what really was going on. Like, but like I was confused when he looked at the ref, but when he took the knee, I was like, and I grasped the concept that he was on the ground. I was like, that's a 10-8. Yeah. Simple.
You asked him, right? Why you stopped counting?
Yeah, I asked him literally. I said, why you stop counting?
Now, to Lamont's point, you will see it and you will hear it. Him ask the referee to keep counting. Here it is.
Nobody knows.
The circumstances surrounding the 9th round incident and Davis's performance were also widely criticized by ESPN experts. They had concerns about Davis's readiness and questioned the veracity of his answer. And concentrate. According to Smith, boxing distractions may be expensive. Champions need to make sure they're emotionally and physically ready. Kellerman went on to say that the occurrence calls into question Davis's training schedule and meticulousness.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's Rock Solid, the beast of rap. Big baby! Yo, man, I got some good ass videos and takes on this Lamont Roach, Gervonta Davis fight. If you have not seen it, you need to go look at it now. Go look from the first one to the last one. All right? Don't go from the top to the bottom. Go and look for the video I did immediately after the fight and then watch after, bro. Talking about everything. But Stephen A. Smith chimed in on the Gervonta Davis or Lamont Roach fight. I want y'all to know what Stephen A. Smith said. I was stunned. Lamont Roach posted this on his Instagram profile. He said, I gotta stand down and give mad respect to Lamont Roach. Brother fought one hell of a fight. This was a damn close fight. Gervonta taking a knee should have been a knockdown. Either way, Roach has skills, fought his ass off, deserves nothing but respect. He earned the boxing world's attention tonight. He has mine. Thought he'd be too small. I was wrong. Roach
This explained that a hair treatment he had received 2 days before the fight was the cause of the event. In response to the audience's reaction during the post-fight interview, he clarified that the oil from the treatment combined with his perspiration throughout the bout, resulting in a burning feeling in his eyes. Davis was upset over the alcohol, but he made it clear that his actions were a sincere reaction to the sudden annoyance and not an effort to control the fight's course.
You want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it in a minute.
Despite admitting the error, Roach's team appealed to the New York State Athletic Commission, NYSOC, to reverse the draw, claiming the referee had made a mistake. The NYSOC upheld the initial ruling, leaving Roach disappointed but even more motivated to win a rematch.
No timeouts in boxing. Why are you taking? You know that. You should know that. So that's the thing where I'm like confused because that's supposed to be a knockdown. That's a 10-8 round. If that's a 10-8 round, I win the fight. So you know what I'm saying? Like that draw turned into a 115-114 my way.
Going in, okay, it's round 10, right? You see that you down on the score.
Roach sees the rematch as a chance to establish himself as a major force in the boxing community. Following the first bout, he stated that he thought his performance against a strong opponent like Davis merited a place in the pound-for-pound rankings. Roach has demonstrated his confidence on social media.
When has the last time somebody stood in the pocket versus Gervonta Tank Davis and survived? The last person that attempted to do it was Leo Santa Cruz, and that man's head is still rolling somewhere around the arena. And I say that respectfully with no remorse. That's why what Lamont Roach did last Saturday night was so absolutely amazing. Lamont Roach, in the pre-fight press conference, that was one of the few fighters that was not terrified of Gervonta Tank Davis. That's right. And the man flat out put on a show.
Get your hand out of my pocket!
He proved Two-Tone the Superstar wrong. He proved everybody wrong, and that man went ahead and cooked, and he gets robbed by the New York State Athletic Commission. And these people acknowledge that the knee that Gervonta Tank Davis took was a knockdown. They acknowledge this. They say, yes, it was a knockdown, but now they are saying, well, we don't know how the rest of the fight would have went on. Maybe Tank might have turned up. When the last time you seen Tank turn up? Gervonta Tank Davis might be a front runner. I say that respectfully. And to go ahead and keep it real with y'all, I think that knee that Tank took was because Lamont Roach was in a rhythm and Gervonta Davis tried to throw this man off a rhythm. Do I believe the Murray's sport waves, the soul glow was in his eye? Absolutely not. I believe that man Tank got nerve-eye and said, hold on, this man Lamont Roach is cooking. I need to take me a quick timeout and a quick break. It's nasty. It's horrible. It's disgusting. It's bad enough how hard and difficult it is to beat this man. Most fighters is weight drained. Most fighters has clauses on them. So when somebody who's coming up is able to compete with Gervonta Tank Davis, you handicap the man with trash.